What is up, everybody? It's 60123 here, and this is the Lonely Samurai. Now, this build is, for many reasons, a dexterity build with a soft cap of 20 strength. Going into the stats, we have 42 vigor, just for the kind of cushioning in our health, 42 endurance, because we are definitely going to be running out of endurance with the parries and the rolls and all that good stuff. The attunement, intelligence, faith, and luck have been left all base, but 25 vitality, just so we can equip our entire armor set, and a backup sword as well as a backup shield. The soft cap of 20 strength to use all katanas, and 45 dexterity to utilize the use of our katanas. Now, going into our weapons, we have the strongest weapon of ours is the Sharp Blood Black Blade. It does 399 damage, just unbuffed. We don't usually rely on buffs. I mean, I have very few pine resins, so I mean I'm not going to be focused on the buffs. The Sharp Uchi plus 10 to utilize range, as that does only about 20 less damage. And the shields, because well, samurais didn't really usually use shields from what I know of. The small leather shield plus 2 and the leather shield, and they fit with the sort of armor set I have going on here. Now for the fashion, we have Lucatiel's mask, Eastern armor, gauntlets of favor, and Alva leggings. Now the Lucatiel's mask and the Alva leggings are thrown in to kind of give that samurai feel to it. The Alva leggings are more of a light armor type of legging. You've only got steel covering the knees, and the rest of it's just leather. The gauntlets of favor match the Eastern armor, whereas the Eastern gloves left skin kind of like visible, and I didn't like that, and they didn't really match the kind of like the theme set of the armor, so I equipped the gauntlets of favor. And the thing that really pulls this all together, I feel, is the Lucatiel's mask, because samurai usually wore a helmet depicting having a mask covering their face. And while I couldn't find a helmet like that in this game, Lucatiel's mask definitely pulls it off. Moving right along to the rings. The Ring of Favor for that, for the health and the endurance boost, to help us with the max load. We don't necessarily require, but we definitely want that increase in stamina and the increase in health. We next have the Chloranthy Ring. +1 version would work. I intend to go get it after this, in fact, just for my PvP aspect of this build. But the Chloranthy Ring to help us regenerate that stamina when we need it. The Hunter's Ring to increase our dexterity +5. So you heard me right. I don't actually have 45 dexterity. I only have 40. But with the Hunter's Ring, it's gonna stay on. That is not a ring that we will switch out. It buffs to 45. So keeping that in mind, we have an extra 5 buff to our weapons, and the critical hits that we rely on, because mainly this build focuses on parries, backstabs, and more of a passive nature in general. But for boss fights, we generally tend to switch this out for either the Speckled Stone Plate Ring or the, where is it, Pontiff's Right Eye. For this boss fight, I think we'll use the Speckled Stone Plate, because we're gonna be getting hit with a ton of magic and fire. So before let's get right into this boss fight. I do not intend to parry him. I tend to roll a lot and be much more passive in the tank shot. 240 is not terrible. I'm not sure if build, it's not tanky. It's not tanky, but it can take its share of damage. What is with my rolling mechanic? It's broken. I'm backstepping now. Love this damage. It's amazing. There it goes. Telegraph is retarded. Can't roll out of it. That. Handling this boss in the sword. The rolling is I don't know how many times I've pressed the button. It just hasn't worked. For the amount of times it has worked. Get out of here with your fake shit. Fucking bag it down.
Dear brother.
You don't get to. Circling around, taking care.
You
That
remain among the cursed.
Utilizing rolls for the most part, and parries. While we do not parry this boss, he tends to put out so much damage in decent amount of range using Washing Pole and Uchi. And he's almost uncontested really in the bleed factor, which is difficult to I suppose match with katanas, because looking at this katana, it has an automatic 34 bleed, and that is in every single katana, especially in the Chaos Blade, which has two extra. The I have yet to get the Mountain Maker's Katana, which I think has a 40 buff in bleed, which would be extremely helpful, but that is this build. Now, it is not made for PvP. That was not the focus of this build. It was simply meant to put a lot of damage into bosses like Dancer of the Boreal Valley and Consumed King Osiris and Pontiff Sullivan and bosses like that. But in the right hands, it can be a devastating PvP build, just because the bleed potential that you can inflict upon enemies who aren't wary of the Chaos Blades attack set, or the Black Blades attack set, momentary lapse. And I mean, the Uchis is fair. That's parryable extremely. People parry that extremely easily, but nobody expects to swipe with the first attack and a stab with the second. So that is why I prefer to use the Black Blade in this scenario. But thank you guys for watching. This is Sexy Sumo, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.